scientists in laboratories around the world are developing brain chips. Now, these are chips that can be inserted into the brain, and they are wireless. And let me show you. They have actually had a monkey that broke its back. So its spinal cord was severed. The monkey was paralyzed from the waist down. But they inserted a chip in the monkey's brain, and then they inserted another chip in its lower spine. And they allowed the brain to communicate with the lower spine. As soon as they did this, the monkey could walk again. That is amazing. Totally amazing. So they could actually transmit the thoughts of the monkey wirelessly to parts of the body. But it gets even more amazing than that. So they now have, in a laboratory, monkeys with chips in their brain. And then they have an electric wheelchair. And just by thinking, just with the thought of the monkey, they can drive the wheelchair around. Think about that. If a monkey can do that, what could you do if you had that chip in your brain? They have also done experiments with monkeys with a chip in their brain and a robotic arm. And the monkey, just by thinking, can reach out and grab something like food and feed itself. That is amazing if you think about it. So the monkey's thoughts are actually able to control things outside their body. So when we start to think about the future, about where technology is headed, this is where we're going. We will have brain chips in humans. And the people who will get those brain chips first are people who suffer from severe medical conditions. So if you have a severe medical condition, like you're paralyzed from the neck down, or you suffer a brain disorder like Alzheimer's disease or Parkinson's disease, and that brain chip can restore your quality of life, would you hesitate to get the chip? No, of course not. You would say, put the chip in my brain. So that is starting right now, these experiments. And even more interesting, scientists have done experiments with rats, and they have chips in the rat's brain. And what they did was they taught a rat how to do certain things. And when the rat did all these complex things, it could get food. Now, it took the rat weeks to learn that. Weeks. But then they hooked the rat's brain chip to the internet. And they had another rat in another city. And instantly they connected those two rats' brains. And do you know what happened? The other rat knew how to get the food right away. It didn't have to learn anything. The knowledge was transferred from one brain of a living animal to another brain. That is amazing. That opens up a world of possibilities. Because if they can do that in rats today, imagine 10 years from now what they can do in humans. And we will go there. So, mind-to-mind communication. This is something of science fiction that we all read about. But this is actually possible today, as I just showed you. So there will come a point where if we have a chip in our brain, and you out there have a chip in your brain, we can communicate. We can communicate without talking. We can communicate when you're halfway around the world. And we can exchange knowledge. So, if you look at a world where we have these chips that are connected to the internet, all of a sudden, every piece of information on the internet becomes accessible to our minds. Now, when we look back at today and we have to go to Baidu or Google and type it in, that will seem so primitive. Nobody will do that. You will just think, what knowledge do I need? And it will appear there for you to use. But it gets even weirder, stranger. Because we will not only be able to transfer knowledge, but we will be able to transfer memories. Now, so you could have an experience like skydiving, and all of a sudden you could transfer that experience to a friend, and all of a sudden they have experienced what you have experienced. It gets even weirder, because we will be living our lives as our lives. We know our lives and our memories, but you will all of a sudden have access to anybody's life who wants to make it available to you. People will open source their lives so others can download pieces of their lives and experience those things. That will be really strange. We won't know the difference between our own memory and a memory we acquired from someone else. Think about that. It gets even stranger. So, all of us are here learning at CEIBS, right? Getting EMBAs and MBAs. Well, this will be obsolete, because CEIBS will literally be in the cloud. And you will just download from all the best minds in the world whatever you need to know when you need to know it. Our brains we will no longer have universities as we have them today. That will change. Information will be on demand. Information will be commoditized. Knowledge will be commoditized. All of us will be smarter, have infinite amounts of storage, and infinite access to information. It will be unheard of. We will no longer be this isolated human being. We will be connected to everything. So, you can imagine not only will we be able to get knowledge, but we can actually have full experiences in our head. So right now we have these clunky VR units that we have to put on. But in the future, you can just download a whole environment and actually live in it. And all of you might think, this is not real. But do you know, every night when you dream, those dreams are real. No matter how fantastic your dreams are, they are real. You feel like you're really there. Our brains have that capability already built in. All it takes is the technology to stimulate and transfer the right images in our brain, so our brain creates them, and then we will live like the difference between us dreaming and reality will be blurred. We will be spending a lot of time outside our bodies. So, think about this. You, as a human being right now, are trapped in this body. But once you are connected to the internet, you are no longer trapped in your body. You can actually be anywhere at any time that any other person or any other device is getting sensory information. So there could be a robot on Mars, and you could literally tap into the robot on Mars, and it would be like you're on Mars. It could totally recreate the experience, including the sensations, the physical sensations, like everything of you being on Mars. You can live through other people. Your favorite pop star, your favorite scientist. You could be in Elon Musk's head right now, walking around doing what he's doing, if Elon Musk allowed you to do that. It gets so strange because our senses now, we have our 5 senses of our body. But suddenly, if we are connected to a world of intelligent machines and intelligent sensors all over, we will no longer have 5 senses. We will have access to hundreds of sensory input, infrared, right? All these UV, all these different types of senses that we never even experienced before. It will radically change how we perceive existence. So if you start to go down this path, you see we won't even be, our life today will be totally alien to us. We will be living in a whole nother reality that is blending information, sensory information, data information, memories, all of this from all around the world in this vast internet. In that
Our main story tonight focuses on the Biotechnology Affordable Use Act, or BAWA for short. Version 2.0 of the sensational and now mandatory smartphone peripheral, the Nano, is rapidly gaining market share as Aspire rolls out public beta testing to some lucky users. Hundreds of new body-enhancing apps are already available exclusively on the Nano 2.0 platform, but there's one in particular that everyone's talking about: remote paralysis. Instrumental in BAUA's success on Capitol Hill, remote paralysis is changing the way America does law enforcement. Joining us from Austin is Phil Leary, former director of the Texas chapter of the ACLU, who was dismissed for denouncing the organization's positions on gun control and Nano 2.0.
Ms. Graves.
Phil, gun-related deaths are down 80% since the Second Amendment was repealed, and fatal police shootings are practically non-existent. Why is this a problem for you?
Well, crime going down is not a problem.
We have you on record stating that
What is a problem for me is when the technology being used to apprehend these criminals is unsafe,
What, compared to guns?
unnatural, and unconstitutional.
It is a painless paralysis of the motor functions. So do Aspire and the Biotechnology Crimes Division. One could argue the BCD was created in direct response to Sorcerer.
I don't see how
This agency has specifically been tasked with stopping Sorcerer, with curbing piracy and cyber terrorism, and they're saying at Capitol Hill, if we're gonna do our jobs, we need Aspire. We need Nano 2.0.
Okay.
Remote paralysis has the exact same effect as the BCD's nano guns. Have you read the full NSF report?
I don't need to
Have you read the report?
I have not.
Well, I have, and the science is unanimous. There is zero risk to the recipient's physical or mental health.
And their freedoms?
Calm down. Show me your phone.
Ms. Graves, I'm trying to explain. My concern isn't with regards to safety. I'm talking about the marriage of business and government. I'm talking about the fact that Aspire, the feds, and whomever has the ability to affect my body's motor functions without my permission.
Don't you think you're being a little paranoid? Indicate that the Nano 1.0 would have achieved a 99% adoption rate within 10 years anyway, so why not be proactive and regulate what really is?
You're late.
Consider it foreplay.
They've never sent you before.
Guess tonight's your lucky night. May I?
Hold it.
What are you, a cop?
Yeah, just don't read the
Don't
fine
you
print.
think that Nano has provided with real, tangible technology what the Constitution could only promise?
You really want to have those millions of microscopic robots inside your...
Can never be too careful in my line of work.
Cute.
Hey, I'd carry a gun if you could still get them.
Why not?
And your children's children, till every American has an IP address that can be tracked, monitored, and switched off at the push of a button.
A necessary precaution.
Can I offer you a drink?
Baby, if you prefer your women intoxicated, there's an app for that. Lots of them, actually.
Call me old-fashioned.
Not an issue to be concerned about?
Are you forgetting something?
I have cash upstairs.
What the hell is that thing?
You really don't know who I am. Special Agent Roth, BCD. And this thing gives me direct access to Aspire's central database.
It's gross.
Well, I don't wear it to impress hookers, now do I? Do you have any idea what direct integration can do for nano response times? I could rewrite my entire genome in a fraction of the time it'd take you to change that pretty hair color.
Wow. Listen, we don't need that thing to have fun. I've got all the apps we need right here. Where's your phone? Looks like your toy doesn't want you to have any fun.
The cracked version. Can get you into a lot of trouble with guys like me.
Lame setting, short expiration times, vanilla body sync is just too restrictive.
And without Aspire certification. Very illegal.
Now that wouldn't stop a man like you, would it? Any second now.
That's my girl. Okay, here we go. And we're in. Charming. What?
Okay, Danny, you're up.
Don't mind if I do. You should have used protection, Roth. Come on. Fuck you. What happened? Oh no. Come on! Stupid bitch. What are you trying to do?
It's already been done.
Who are you? You're a sorcerer, aren't you? I know. You've been pre-selected to receive the Nano 2.0 Beta, courtesy of Aspire and Uncle Sam, of course. Can't help you with the free App Store credits, though. Nope. For those you had to pre-register online. sorry.
Fuck you!
Yeah, I figured as much. You hacker types haven't been too keen on the whole 2.0 rollout, have you? Well, let's check out your new profile. Zoli. There you are. What a pretty name. Zoli. What can we do with Zoli? Real-time location tracking, biometric data monitoring, and my personal favorite, non-lethal immobilization. It remotely induces paralysis, forcing a violent suspect to submit without incident. You thought body sync was fun. Hey, Zoli. Welcome to the future.
Go, 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 come on.
I'm going. Woo! I can't believe we got it. You got it. What's going on with your hair? Oh, fuck. Fuck that fucking prick!
It's fine, just turn here.
What?
Just do it!
I need a unit dispatch for pickup. Oh, suspect will be RP'd. I'll send the specs right away.
Stop the car.
What?
Stop the car.
Zoli, don't do this!
I've been doxxed, Daddy.
Wait. I can fix
No!
this.
Oh, Zoli.